This video contains information that may not be suitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.
Contrary to popular belief, marriage is a business. Therefore, the issues surrounding relationships, business, and marriage.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I just had to add an additional video to my normal weekly schedule to react to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Now, I think that move that he pulled was weak, okay? He never would have done that to TK Kirkland, D.L. Hughley, or a cat like Deion Cole. He knows that he would have gotten knocked into next week. Now, Chris is about $155 and Will is about 220. So Will proved himself to be a bully by picking on someone smaller than him in a situation where he knew the man couldn't fight back. He also showed himself to be a hypocrite because just 2 seconds before Chris made the joke about Jada, Will was laughing at a joke that Chris made about another couple. See, that man and his wife knew that it was a joke, so they laughed also, but it's apparent that Will takes it personal when a man who was smaller than him jokes about his wife. That is some bitch ass shit, okay? Therefore, I think everywhere he goes from now on, he deserves to have people call him the fresh bitch Bel-Air. Let's talk about it. I think one of the reasons Will attacked Chris is because Jada pumped him off. She gave him that, "Are you just gonna sit there look?" And that made the fresh bitch of Bel-Air reveal his true character. See, Jada has been systematically trying to ruin Will's career by trying to pin her failure as an actor on issues related to their marriage. See, Jada resents the fact that she's beneath Will in terms of financial success because it puts him above her in a relationship. See, she has to depend on him for support, which means that she can't claim to be equal with him. Therefore, she does things to bring him down in the eyes of the public, and now she might have just put the first nail in his professional coffin. You can tell Will tried to come up from the deep south with that slap, but it's clear that Will's weak ass didn't hurt Chris. And I guess Chris decided not to press charges because he wasn't even staggered, okay? However, if I'd been Chris, I would have followed up with the joke, "I guess we'll be seeing you in the remake of Penitentiary 2. And this won't be a movie, sucker. Don't drop the soap." I think another reason Will hit Chris is he knew that this would be the slap heard around the world. See, he wanted to send a message that he is tired of everyone talking about him and Jada, and that video went viral immediately, and women started praising him. However, once the smoke clears and real men start chiming in, they will expose him for the punk that he is. See, he will learn that real men don't do what he did, okay? That keep your name out of my mouth is something that bitches and man-sized boys say. See, weak-ass cats who were raised by a single mother say that because they act like women. Now, Will tried to humiliate Chris, but he ended up revealing that he is just half a man and the other half is all woman. Now, I wanted to see what the reaction would be by other men on the other side of the world, so I tuned into Good Morning Britain. Now, I was disgusted by the male and female anchors' attempt to pander to their largely female audience by framing the incident as Will protecting his woman and how alopecia hurts women's feelings. Now, that is until the other woman chimed in and began saying that what Will did was a bad example for young boys on how to control your emotions. Then suddenly the anchor woman started moonwalking like Michael Jackson and tried to keep talking over that woman, okay? And the anchor woman named Greta turned out to be regrettable, and the male actor named Dick needs to grow one. I think the third reason Will attacked Chris is because Jada tricked him into agreeing that her hair loss is a disease. And listen, if Jada has alopecia, I have Halle Berry. That's just more of her attention and sympathy-seeking bullshit. And what's up with this woman? Everything she does is so dramatic. Most women that cheated on their husband had an affair, but hers was an entanglement. Her hair began to fall out just like a lot of women over 40, but her hair loss has to be alopecia. See, this BS is just her way of trying to be special and get sympathy from other dramatic women. Now all of a sudden you hear every woman everywhere talking about how painful alopecia is and how it makes them feel less like a woman. You see, the truth here is that having no hair makes you feel less than a white woman. See, the majority of black women that have hair loss is a result of wearing wigs, weaves, and perms. And black men have been telling black women since the 80s to stop doing that because we don't like the way it looks. But you sisters ignored what the brothers were saying, and so now you are hurt because you don't feel like you can compete with white women. There are three basic types of hair loss. Anagen effluvium, and this is caused by medications like chemotherapy that poison a hair follicle. Telogen effluvium, and this is caused by the death of hair follicles, which is the stage where hairs falls out. And anagenic alopecia, also known as female pattern baldness. And this is the most common type of hair loss in women, where the hair thins over the top and the sides on the head, just like it does with men. And a lot of you feminists fought hard to be equal with men, so now you're going bald just like the men, okay? You wanted to be a man, therefore you get no sympathy for being affected by the same physical maladies as men, such as hair loss, stroke, and heart disease. And this reminds me that Toyota used to have a tagline that said, "You asked for it, you got it." Now, I don't understand why most people think that hair loss only affects men, and if you see it on women, she must have some kind of disease. On the contrary, it's estimated that more than 50% of women are going to experience some noticeable hair loss during their lifetime. And the most common cause of this hair loss in women is female pattern hair loss, or alopecia. See, Jada is 51 years old, but she still tries to get attention in social media like she's 21 years old. And women like her also try to seek sympathy from other women by doing things like claiming normal female hair loss is a disease. Please pray for me while I struggle, while I suffer through this terrible hair loss disease. Ladies, hair loss is common, and about 1/3 of the female population, or 30 million women in the United States, are affected by it. All right? Now, any girl can be affected by hair loss because the cause of hair loss can also be related to something emotional, not just physical. In my marriage counseling practice, I've seen many women experience hair loss as a result of the stress in their relationship. However, it is usually more common in women over 40, women who have just had babies, women who have had chemotherapy, women having side effects from medications, women with tight hairstyles that pull on their hair like tight ponytails or braids, and women that use harsh chemicals in their hair, and then menopausal women. Now, what are some of the other causes of hair loss in women? Okay, it can be caused by hair follicles that are damaged. In that case, that loss can be permanent. Okay, a vitamin deficiency, dieting or rapid weight loss, restrictive diets, and over-processed hair. All right. Now, the bottom line is that I don't believe for 1 minute that Jada is suffering from alopecia, and I pray that we'll learn the lesson from this. But just like the entanglement fiasco, it'll take some time for him to recover from public ridicule after the real gangster comedians start going in on him, okay? Until that tidal wave of ridicule is over, he will just have to suffer from his new title, the Fresh Bitch of Bel-Air. Well, that's all that I have for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, share this video with your family and friends, and I'll be back with something new that nobody told you. Until then, remember that God loves you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you next time on Maximizing Fatherhood.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.